name is Christy and I'm a participant at Having the Courage to Change. When I first came here, I was a mess. Had been doing drugs since I was 12 years old, and I continued using drugs until I was 38 years old. Coming to Having the Courage to Change has done a lot for me. I didn't know how to live, how to act, what responsibility was being accountable, how to communicate, how to love. I didn't know none of these things. I came into Having the Courage to Change knowing God, knowing of God, but I got to know Him with a one-on-one.
Sometimes it is easy to assume the life we know is normal to everyone. An education, a house, an apartment, a 9-to-5 job, friends, family, and social activities. What if one day something happened, you woke up and your whole life had been turned upside down? When you begin to look under the surface of your city or neighborhood, you might be surprised in what you find. No one is exempt. 1 in every 4 women will experience domestic violence in her lifetime. 1 in every 4 women will experience sexual abuse before the age of 18. Women struggling with traumatic experiences from their past may turn to unhealthy behaviors such as drug and alcohol abuse, sexual addiction and promiscuity, eating disorders, or self-injury or self-abuse. Beneath the calm surface, we are surrounded by a sea of hurting and desperate people.
My name is Gwen and I'm a participant in Having the Courage to Change. I came here because I was addicted to drugs. I had been addicted to drugs for years. Continued to use. I lost my job because I was stealing from the job. But every penny I was getting, I was spending it on drugs. I was homeless. I wouldn't pay rent anywhere. I was staying with my mother, which I was stealing from her too. I was homeless. I was sleeping in an abandoned building. I had no job, and no one wanted me in their homes. My mother no longer wanted me there. I'm gonna tell you, when I first came here, I was physically, mentally, and spiritually broken. And since I've been here, I have been restored. First of all, this is a spiritual program, and I knew coming in that I needed more than a recovery program, that I needed something to believe in other than myself and humans, because I had no trust of self, so I wasn't gonna trust nobody else. But by this being a spiritual program, I've gained a relationship with God. He has physically restored me. And I always remember that the last time I used where I was homeless, penniless, and jobless, and I had no friends. But I have a friend now. I have a friend in Jesus.
When women reach a place of such extreme desperation, where do they go? Where will they turn for help? Many churches are not ready or equipped to deal with women with such severe backgrounds. But there is hope. It is the daily help, love, and resources of a family of believers which leads to the breaking of the cycle of hopelessness and the discovery of a new life.
My name is Lakrita Bowman. I am the founder and the director. Now I'm being promoted to executive vice president of City Gospel Mission, working under the women's programming. About 18 years ago, I found myself in prison for the 5th time, strung out on crack cocaine, living in homosexuality, just a total mess. About 2 o'clock in the morning in 1992 of April, I heard this still small voice speak to me, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought I was dreaming. And the voice said to me, "You will never have definition of meaning till you come back to the source." And the voice was coming from inside of me, speaking to me, about me, but I didn't have a clue that my life was about to change. As I went back to sleep, got up the next morning, went outside into the yard and was walking in the yard of the prison, I saw this little girl kind of far off by the fence of the prison. And I looked up and I saw the barbed wire. Now, I've been in prison 17 and a half years off and on since I was like 18. So I was familiar with the barbed wire, but it was something different that day about it. I saw it not just around the fence. I saw it wrapped around this 5-year-old little girl. And I recognized that this little girl was me. I remember at church one Sunday, sitting there just by myself in praise and worship, and I heard this voice that I talked about earlier on, about this small, still voice inside my head. And it spoke to me and it asked me, would you be willing to go back into the darkness and help me cut the light on in other people's lives? I was like, hecky no. I ain't going back in no darkness. I ain't going back to prison. I ain't going back fooling with nobody, because I knew how hard I was. So it was like, how am I going to go and help somebody else? I'm barely helping myself. And little did I know that the Lord was preparing me to help other people so I could help myself. And I remember finally breaking down and asking God to help me help him. And after about 6 months of that moment, the Lord began to show me Having the Courage to Change. And Having the Courage to Change is a women's ministry that has been in existence now for 14 years. We have 3 different homes. And what I'm looking forward to is the opportunity to see another home open up called Safe Harbor that's going to be in Claremont County. One of the things I realize is that there are so many women out there now that struggle with so many issues. And so I'm looking forward that when Safe Harbor comes into existence in 2011 of June, that the Lord is going to bless that ministry, and he's going to bless the 3 women that had the vision, and he's going to bless Claremont County. So I plead any donors, anybody that wants to get involved, that you would put your hand to the plow and not look back, and that Claremont County themselves would be involved with this ministry to help them establish, whether it's in finances, whether it's with people, whether it's with volunteers, whatever the need will be. I'm asking people to please get involved.
Often, we see many people in need. We don't know how to help. If you are like us and you want to see the same healing for others as we saw in Gwen, Christy, and Lucreta, then you can connect and make this possible. As Lucreta shared, we are opening our home in Claremont County. Please consider becoming a partner with Safe Harbor of Hope and sponsor a life. You can be part of many miracles just like these. It is very simple. With your monthly support and gifts, you will have the opportunity to be personally connected to the women. Join us as their stories unfold. As God restores their lives, experience for yourselves the transforming power of God's redeeming love.